Good afternoon and welcome to the latest issue of Print21, the weekly video news bulletin for the Australia and New Zealand print industries. This issue is sponsored by Ball & Doggett, Australia's largest supplier of printable materials and of press room consumables, and now supplying wide format equipment. Printers looking at investing in new hardware, new software, vehicles, such as those available from this dealer behind me, or office equipment, and who want to take advantage of the government's instant asset write-off scheme need to get their skates on. The scheme is set to end on 30th of June, just 2 months' time. Eligibility for the 100% instant write-down is conditional on the asset not only being ordered but also installed or used by that date. It can't just be ordered, it's got to be installed and working. That means anyone ordering equipment between now and then, and that includes at the upcoming Visual Impact Show or FESPA that's going on in May, both going on in May, they'll need to have the equipment installed by 30th of June to qualify for the instant asset write-off. John Wall, President of Visual Connection, said there's still time for businesses to take advantage before the end of this financial year. However, he said, you'll have to move quickly as any new purchases need to be not only contracted but delivered and installed before the 30th of June cut-off point. Brought in by the Morrison government in October 2020 budget, as COVID was wreaking havoc with the local economy and economies around the world, of course, the popular measure enables businesses to deduct the full cost of eligible capital assets acquired from 6th of October 2020, that was budget night back then, and first used or installed by 30th of June this year. Write that off in a single tax year. Wall said the scheme has been a fantastic sales tool for suppliers and manufacturers, but more importantly, he said, it has benefited hundreds, possibly thousands of industry print businesses, supporting them to invest in the technologies and innovations so vital to help keep pace with changing consumer demands and to expand into new markets. Wall, who's also Managing Director of Roland DG, said incentives like this don't come along very often, and like all good things, we always knew it would come to an end. In a major move that highlights a huge new trend, Mars bars, Milky Ways and Snickers are now being packaged in recycled paper. That paper developed and printed by Amcor, replacing the plastic wrapping that the popular confectionery products have always been wrapped in. The new paper wrapper, it's made from Amcor's Amfiber Performance paper. It comprises FSC certified paper, a thin plastic barrier layer which doesn't affect the recyclability, sealants and printing inks. Amcor says the locally manufactured paper is dynamic enough to be printed with either flexo or gravure. And they say it's finished with a heat seal or actually a cold seal adhesive. Mars bars, Snickers and Milky Way are the company's three biggest selling chocolate bars in Australia, chocolate bar brands in Australia. Mars tops the list, 42 million bars sold annually, followed by Snickers with 36 million and Milky Way with almost 10 million bars. Production last year was up 18% from 2020 when the company sold around 74 million bars. Results from the vote on the 4 office bearers on the PVCA board are in, with the only change seeing Kevin Pidgeon from Lithocrafts succeeding John Jorgenzakas as Deputy President. The other office bearers are Matt Aitken, who was voted in as President, Rodney Frost, Honorary Treasurer, and Stuart Fish as Honorary Secretary. NSW print and wrap specialist Killer Image has taken out the Ball & Doggett Meta Wrap Are You Australia's Greatest Wrapper competition. That's for its Cooper's Camo truck job. After receiving an overwhelming number of submissions from right across the country, judges in the wrap competition, Matt Horn from Wrap Studio, Dan Sefton of Metamark, and Steve Warren, National Manager, SAV Heat and Transfer at Ball & Doggett, had a tough time selecting the winner, eventually picking the Killer Images job after careful consideration, of course. Joel Goff, Managing Director of the Glendinning-based Killer Images business, said, "I'm shocked and amazed to have won. There are so many talented people in this industry," which is true. And it's nice to be recognised, Goff, for our work. As the winner, Killer Image will receive a trip for two to Vespa in Munich next month, and that includes return airfares, all accommodation, breakfast, $1,000 in spending cash, and entrance into the Vespa Global Print Expo as guests of Metamark. The prize is valued at $7,500. That's it for this week's Play Print21. Thanks to our sponsor Ball and Doggett. This is Wayne Robinson signing off from outside a local vehicle dealer. Get your skates on to get that asset in, right down by June the 30th. That's it. We'll see you next week.